everyone. Everybody knows me, or you may not know me, but I'm Angie Clay, the founder at Liberate and Lather .com. And I wanted to just have my friend Karen. We grew up kind of together. We went to college together. She now lives in the UK. I asked her if she would interview me so that for some of you who don't really know me, like this is a way that you can get to figure out who's behind this whole entire brand and a little bit about me. So we're going to do an interview today, and I'm not going to edit it or anything. So what you see is what you're going to get, and it's all in its rawest forms. No, yeah, just don't talk about any wild, crazy college days. No. Anyway, so,
okay, yeah.
So enjoy. So we'll go ahead and get started. Karen.
Hello. Right. So we're not going to get too deep, not into crazy college days. That's not what this is about, really. So leave that behind. Yeah. So we're here because obviously you have this amazing business, Liberate and Lather, natural body products, which is great. So why did you decide to start this business?
Well, one thing is I love going to like farmers markets and different like little fairs and events. And then when I would go, I would always leave with like soap and stuff. And then I also cut my hair and I went natural. And so then I was like, oh, I'm going to have a natural hairline and, you know, I'm going to learn how to make soap. And so I started collecting all of the things to make soap, but I was always afraid of lye. I just thought I could just see my face being like blown off or something. So I was always scared to like do that thing. And so at one show when I used to sell jewelry, a lady was there selling soap and we connected and I said, hey, can I have a soap party, invite my friends? And so that started in that manner. And then I just asked her one day, would she teach me? And she did. And so voila, here we are. Yeah. So.
Yeah. Okay, cool. You have a journaling workbook. So tell us a little bit about that. Like, how did it come about? How does that relate to the business? Because obviously that's all about, you know, your body products and, you know, natural products that you're selling. So how does that all sort of tie in together?
Okay. Well, you know, I love making the soap and I love making, you know, so I make soap, I make bath bomb, shower steamers, you know, also, you know, have a men's line and things like that. And candles this year I implemented. And that's been really fun. But I started thinking like one day, like, what do I do that I really, really love that has stuck with me for years? And I just started thinking it's journaling. I'm like, I'm always writing. I have notebooks upon notebooks upon notebooks. I have boxes of notebooks that probably should be destroyed of things like my whole trek through college, my whole trek through high school. I have all that stuff. And so I was just like journaling. And why do I like journaling? I like journaling because when I want to talk about an issue, you know, you've been through some things in my life that sometimes you're tired of hearing about it. You're like, wait, right? But at least the journal doesn't tell you that, right? The journal doesn't tell you that. You can write until you say, I'm tired of penning this. And so it was like a release. And I thought, you know what? We clean our outside. We do all these things to make ourselves beautiful on the outside. But what about taking care of the inside? And so I thought, hey, why not implement journaling for therapy? Something you could do on your own that helps alleviate a lot of anxiety or just want to record your life.
Yeah. I know about your writing and your notebooks of stuff, always writing something down, always kind of wondering what it's about and whether I made an entry or not. Probably an entry or two back in the day anyway. But
rooted entries. That's a really long time.
Hide this away. Probably. So it's something that you're offering via your website or via your business to sort of sell to people and help them get into sort of cultivating, you know, their inner health as well as taking care of the sort of outside.
Right. Yeah. So when you go to my website and you opt in, there's some choices that you can, you know, if you're there just for soap, hey, I don't want to do that, that's great. And then you can select you here for also journaling. And then it'll send you a 38-page journaling workbook that is basically an intro to journaling. Sometimes people say, I don't know what to write. So I put in some journaling prompts, things that you can think about that possibly could be going on in your life, just things to like pull things out. There's no right or wrong way to journaling. Basically, you just write whatever, is on your mind. Like, don't worry about, grammar or punctuation and stuff like that. So that's available for free. And then I'm going to turn it into a subscription box where each month you'll be able to get a journal and a candle and a soap and something fun in a box that will help you like through the month. So when you write in your journal, you want to like get your room all, in the mood, you can light your candle, beverage, and then you can write. And so that's just like really the core of who I am is journaling. So I love writing. So I want to pass that on and get other people into it too that may say, is this for me?
Yeah. Yeah, that's amazing. And what a good way to get people who might never have thought of doing it before, get them into the idea of doing it. It sounds like it would be a good reward also. So if you sort of fill out your journal for the month, then next month, yay, I get a new book to write in, I get new candles, I get new, stuff to sort of facilitate the journey. Sounds good. Okay, so some of the questions are obviously going to be silly because we're trying to sort of flesh out who is Angie. So some of them are silly, some of them are a little bit more serious. So this is moving on to not really silly one, but this will tell us a little bit about you.
Okay.
What is your favorite movie?
Hands down, it's not gonna be a surprise. Drum roll. The Color Purple.
I'm so shocked. What do you mean?
Yes, I love that movie. I just think that, I don't know, most people probably look at it and be like, oh my goodness. But from my eyes and from my life, that movie speaks on so many levels to things I can relate to and things I've seen and what it was for some people a long time ago. So, and I can always speak code using that movie.
It's a powerful movie. Yeah, I think we communicate via. You're much better at it than me. I've only got a few, but you've got like whole monologues that you can recite, and you just have me in stitches every single time.
Definitely sing the juke joint songs a little bit more.
We definitely speak the language of The Color Purple. It has been a little bit difficult for me over here because I don't know too many people that know the quotes, know Miss Sophie's, all of Miss Sophie's quotes.
Yes.
Miss Sophia's quotes, sorry.
Yeah. She lives in London,
okay.
Everybody. So, across the pond.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you did mention. If you could pick any car to drive, what would you choose?
I really like to have a Tesla.
Oh, do tell. Is it just it's the luxury factor? Do you like Elon Musk?
I think he's an entrepreneur too, and also, it's a cool looking car. And to me, if you're driving, it just says like you're creative and you're an innovator. That's all.
Yeah, I suppose so. I can afford this.
Oh yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
That probably helps too.
But everybody know I'm a frugal shopper, so who knows? I could find it on.
I know. Can you imagine it just being like, oh, just let me. Even if you had all of that money, just being like, okay, well, I'm just gonna put this on a car. I'd be like, I don't know. I think I'll still keep taking the bus.
Like, you have the money to buy your Tesla, but I'm like, every time I go to take the money to pay for it, I'm like, but.
Actually, I remember those tight times. Still want to do it.
Yes.
Okay, what books are you reading at the moment?
Right now, I'm reading Marie Forleo's Everything's Figureoutable. I read multiple books at a time, and I picked up the other day Tribes by Seth Godin and Goals by Ben Tracy. And then I found this book, which was cool. It's called Keep Going. The Art of Perseverance is written by a Native American man.
Okay.
Joseph M. Marshall III. I just thought it looked cool, and then I had picked up Eat That Frog by Ben Tracy. So yeah,
okay.
I like
Self-development.
Yeah, I just like goal setting. I don't know what it is about goals and like planners and writing down goals. It's like my thing. It's like I should just be a career counselor and just teach on goals, and I just like that stuff. I don't even know why. I always like just self-examination and like what can I do to be better person, feel more in my day. So that's what I gravitate to.
No, that's cool. You like to keep it moving. And from my personal experience with you, you have definitely kept it moving, always keep evolving, always changing, for the better, obviously. Okay, so you're welcome. So what were you in high school? So sort of if you were gonna, put a label on yourself back then, prom queen, nerd, cheerleader, jock, were you the like emo goth, or what were you? Were you a geek, artsy?
Okay, so I know I'm dating myself, but if anybody remember, remember the show Different World? I was really like Cree Summer, Freddie. They called me Freddie at school. My hair was kind of like this, but it was red, and I wore like crazy clothes. Like I was talking to go with my frugalness, right? Because I wanted to be different. I was like that different girl. I was always about environmental changes. I think I was the first one to wear like the clog Birkenstocks, and like so can you imagine? This is before clogs were hot, right? And they were like, "Why you got on them shoes?" I'm like, and I bet you to this day, when those Crocs came out, they were like thinking about those Birkenstocks and Angie Clay. I'm telling you. But crazy enough, I think my personality, I still did cheerleading. I still ran for a student body president and won.
Oh my goodness.
I was like, even though I was like weird in my own way, I still was like a part of what this basketball coach called us, the Gucci girls. So I was kind of like a little bit of all some of the emo and but
you weren't in with that crowd, no.
I don't know if they really existed back in the day. That's more of like a 90s.
Oh, they exist.
Because the whole Kurt Cobain kind of thing. I don't know if that follows in that whole.
Yeah, I guess more the grungy
kind of stuff was like. I think I was heading out of high school then. Oh gosh, you're probably like she's old, but anyway, because I'm feeling like I'm young. Yeah, so those days in high school, I enjoyed high school. I had perfect attendance. I only skipped one class to study for chemistry, I just had a good time in school. I really made it for what it was worth. So.
Yeah, it sounds like, you had sort of all of, I don't know. I think it just demonstrates people are complex. So you shouldn't put people into a box anyway. But yeah, it sounds like you had your finger in a few different pies as far as the labels are concerned. So how do you think your friends would describe you?
They would say that I'm pretty fiery. Probably sometimes I could be a little judgy. Sometimes I can tease you, but don't tease me for too long. I'll get mad. And
you can dish it, but you can't take it.
Exactly. And that's from, isn't that a line from Different World where Freddie was in?
Probably. I can't remember.
Yeah. Oh, yes. Yes, I show, right? Yeah, I am also a little bit older than Karen.
Just a little bit.
But I know, but enough to like, you probably were like not really worried about, Different World.
Oh, you've also got like the most, like the best memory, the most like photographic memory of anybody I know. So you remember conversations we had, and I'm like, yeah, I can't remember every single word, but you remember every single word and what happened and what face I made or, whatever. I'm like, wow, you remember everything. I remember the sort of broad strokes, like the general, the gist of things. But you're like, no, remember you did this, and you turned that way, and then you did that.
Yeah.
Which is quite funny.
That's crazy. I know, right? I'd be like that with Matt. But anyway, that's another story. So, yeah, I forgot what the question was, but
It was, how would your friends describe you?
Oh yeah, that's how they would describe me. Probably collected my own little style. And Angie Clay don't ever really settle. I'm sure everybody's shocked that I've lived where I've lived for all these years and that I haven't packed up and rolled out. Because I always moved. I was always looking for a better opportunity. So.
Well, it's not off the cards. It's not like, oh, you're retired and that's it for you. For sure. I would never say, oh yeah, this is it for her. This is the last move. Never know. Next thing you know, you'll be in Alaska somewhere. Like, oh, what happened? How did this happen?
That is true.
What's good? You follow your heart. That's great. What are some of the small things that make your day better? You know how, sorry, I was going to say, you know how, it's the little things that make up the big things. So, you know, I'm sure like over the years, as we get older, you start to develop an appreciation for smaller things. So what are those things that you sort of say, you know, I'm really thankful for that, or it put a smile on my face?
I mean, I have a routine in the mornings that I do. I get up at like about 3 in the morning. I know most people that's probably really crazy, but I feel like the world is quiet. And I don't know, twilight to me is like, I like it because everybody's asleep. And then I usually just get up and I just do my Bible reading, and then I do a daily text, and then I journal. So I figure out what can I apply into my life to make me a better person. And because I'm a fiery person and I get very concerned about other people's issues that are not mine. Most people, they deal with that too. I'm not the only one that does that. How to like give other people their thing and let them deal with it and process it. So like through journaling, I can always say, okay, this is what I need to put aside and this is what I need to carry. And so that just helps me really have checks and balances in my life. And so I am super grateful for paper, pen, prayer, and the Bible.
Yeah,
that really helps me, like,
that's lovely.
Yeah, keep going. So as usually that could slow me down. Like if I get really fiery about an issue, if we say, okay, let's stop and take time, like basically the Bible can redirect me while someone else can't. You can tell me all day long what you think and I'll just be like, But if I see it written in the Bible and I'm like, okay, check, I'll immediately
like, okay.
Right, like, okay.
Yeah.
Nobody else need to tell me that because it's official. Right? So I'm like, okay, there we go. Don't try to wrangle me in using it if you don't know what you're doing. That ain't gonna work. No.
That's good. You can't just let everybody come and influence what you do.
Yeah, right. So we gotta have that.
Yeah. I think that's really nice, like a sort of grounding routine that you have for your day. It's nice. What inspires you? This is a bigger one.
I know, right?
We went from silly to very deep.
Yeah, right. Well, I mean, I just think looking around at the earth and all of creation is very inspiring. The way things work. People, when they act right, just playing. No, seriously. But
I agree.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, those are things that inspire me. And listen to other people's stories. Like, people have been through struggle. Like, if I sit and listen to, because sometimes I get, we're just those types of people. Like, if somebody comes in and I'll kind of be like, I think I'm gonna be out to debate about this one. And then they sit down and they tell me their story. Then I'm like, I love you. I know. Cool. The struggle was real. It's like I was like people that has depth. If it's not, if it's superficial, I can't connect. And that's why it's so important about bringing like the journaling. I tell people that's following me, that's a part of my tribe, a little bit about me, because that's what fuels me to do my business. And I want to be able to give that part of people in a place that's safe, that they can feel like they can in return do the same. So.
Yeah. That's great. And so this is my last question. If people were sort of watching this, when people are watching this, and if there was only a few things that they could take away from this about you, what do you want them to remember about you, your brand? Say the top 3 things, because you could probably go on, but the top 3 things that you want them to take away about you, your brand, and your business. What do you want people to remember about you if they remember nothing else?
Okay, so about my brand, that I do it all like for the love of people, because I am in a volunteer work where I go out and I help people day to day, and what fuels me and allows me to do that is building this business. If you would take away that volunteer service from me, then pretty much I don't really need to almost like build a business, because the reason why I keep going, why I keep putting up with things that happen in it, you know, like what entrepreneurs go through, is because it fuels my greater love for people. And so I keep going because it allows me to not have to clock in as someone else's job. It allows me to have freedom to go and do and to continue to help on a grander scale. So without having these 2 things together, it's like, So I just want everyone to remember that. That's why I continue to do this business, for the love of people. And about me is that, I don't know, I'm just a regular girl, just trying to live life and live it to the best of my ability, and try to like not leave too many rifts, and just really be happy and live. I think that
I don't think you're just a regular girl.
Oh, okay.
I think you're an amazing person.
Well, thank you very much. I try to be humble. I mean, you know, I think we have to have self-esteem too, you know, but sometimes I get really shy about talking about myself, is why I asked you to interview me, because I don't know, you know, maybe that's why I'm not a superstar, because you got to have that, like, check me out, look at me, excuse me. Have you ever seen that show Mixed Dish? And they had a little girl
Not
on
yet.
there.
I really want to see, because it doesn't air over here on like regular TV, so I have to like figure out a way to get it.
Okay, Rainbow has a sister, and she's always like, she has a new dance. And the last show I saw, she was like, look at me. And like, she was always sitting on attention. And then she goes to school, and she's in the middle of the dance, you know, middle of the school floor doing her dance. Like, hey, why aren't you guys looking at me? Like, I was like that type of person where if that attention comes on to me, I'm like, oh, let me hide behind Karen, you know, like, oh, don't look at me.
Yeah.
You know, so, yeah. So, but I mean, thank you for saying that, though.
Yeah, I mean, there's celebrity, but there's, you know, I think truly great people have a sense of purpose and understand and have you know, sort of have a true calling to do one thing or another, and that everything that they do supports that. And when people are true to themselves, then, you know, greatness comes after that. But like, you don't need that, you know what I mean? It's at the same time, it's not something that you require. It's not like you don't need everybody to look at me, but you know, if it comes out of you, it's just coming from a true and sincere place. So that's the end of the interview.
Yay. Now Karen has taken time on her busy day. I really appreciate it. Now you're making me want to go cut my hair even shorter. And I think I'm going to, because you look so great.
Thank you. I'm actually trying to grow it out, but when I last went to get a hair trim, she went a little, you know what they're like sometimes. They're like, let's go crazy. I love cutting hair.
Yeah. They get hair like, I gotta cut it, you know.
Yeah.
Well, thank you everybody for tuning in. I really appreciate Karen taking the time out of her schedule to interview me and pull out all my good qualities. I really appreciate that. So we are looking forward to seeing you in our Facebook group, which is Liberate and Lather, my Facebook page. So please head over, and my website, liberateandlather.com. Definitely reach out to me on the internet streets, because I really want to hear from you. So thank you so much, and have a great day.